All right. Well, I just got to say again and again, that was really, 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 really fun. The Cedar Creek Mine Ride. Can you see it all right? I hope you can see it. The wooden structure right here. And of course, the Cedar Creek Mine Ride is not without its challenges. Okay? For a very long time now, and maybe ever since the ride was first built here at Cedar Point, there has been the challenging lap bar that goes down to the same exact spot for every seat on the mine ride. And so over time, the staff and the crew for the mine ride have realized that it is good to tell everybody to cross their ankles so everyone's legs can be lower, and that gives everyone a better chance of being able to fit onto this roller coaster here. But while I am speaking about the coaster trains on this roller coaster here at Cedar Point, I would like to pass along a really important tip so you can avoid any physical pain while you are getting seated on the mine ride. And the important tip is that after you have buckled the seatbelt when you are sitting on the coaster trains for the mine ride, then what I do is I lift up my seatbelt so the lap bar does not smash the seatbelt into my belly. And yeah, that is something that has happened once or twice this year, but now I am always lifting up my seatbelt so I can avoid any physical pain when I am getting boarded onto this roller coaster. And yeah, once again, there have been a number of little people and taller people and people of all ages riding the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. And yeah, it is very interesting to listen to people talk during the ride experience. You know, some people say, "This roller coaster is really fun." And then one or two people may say, that felt kind of jarring. But overall, the mine ride is still a very fun experience. And if you ask me, I think my favorite parts would be the helix at the end that I am pointing to. I think the helix at the end of the ride is really fun. And also the big hill over the water. I think those are my favorite parts on the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. And yeah, you know, the pace on this roller coaster is fast, slow, fast, slow. But still, it is always really fun to come back to the Cedar Creek Mine Ride in the very back of the park. And yeah, you know, it is a very fun and repeatable ride. And I have talked about the uncertainty for the fate of this roller coaster after 2026. And I could be accurate when I am talking about the mine ride leaving Cedar Point after this year, or I could be wrong. Okay? I could be totally wrong. Maybe the Cedar Creek Mine Ride has another 10 years or another 20 years. But given all the clues that I have heard, and since, you know, Cedar Point is always thinking about the next roller coaster, and the only big empty land at the park is next to the mine ride, you know, I could see it happening maybe at the end of this year or next year. where Cedar Creek Mine Ride will give its final rides. So be sure to give attention to the Cedar Creek Mine Ride in 2026, and I think you will be very happy with your experience on this aerodynamics roller coaster from 1969. And yeah, when we think about the year when this roller coaster first opened in 1969 and how it is now 2026, this roller coaster is now 57 years old. 57 years old. And yet, the old technology is still working, and I feel very happy when I think about how a roller coaster has survived for that long. And it kind of reminds me of the little poem that I wrote for the Cedar Creek Mine Ride this year. Oh, Cedar Creek Mine Ride from 1969. You're fast and slow, the way you glide. For an in-between roller coaster, you're so fine. And yeah, Cedar Creek Mine Ride, as you may know, the Mine Ride is an in-between coaster for the little people to take that next big step up. And every park should have at least one or two in-between roller coasters. And here at Cedar Point, the two best in-between roller coasters would be Cedar Creek Mine Ride and the Iron Dragon. And of course, I see the Iron Dragon staying around for a long, long time. However, with the Mine Ride, I don't know. And so that is why I am always sending the reminder to everyone out there to get to Cedar Point in 2026, and be sure that you give attention to the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. And I hope that you have a wonderful summer and a wonderful day at Cedar Point, and I hope that you have a wonderful experience on this aerodynamics roller coaster that is the Cedar Creek Mine Ride. So yes, those are my thoughts about the Cedar Creek Mine Ride, and you can find this video in the playlist with the other fun videos on my YouTube channel. And given all the clues that I know, and given the real uncertainty about the future for this aerodynamics coaster, I know that I will be giving more attention to the Mine Ride in 2026, and I see myself recording a few more videos for this ride during this summer. So I think that is all that I have to say today about the Cedar Creek Mine Ride, and I thank you again for watching and listening. Stay well and be safe, and always stay on your guard and live for the Lord. And I will see you later. Thank you.